After the first crack of light, when the soul wakes from the old dream, there is a hush, a quiet where the world feels new, yet uncertain. Carl Jung spoke of this threshold, where awakening is only the beginning. Tonight we sit with that gentle dawn, the place where the work of healing truly begins. Because knowing the self is not the end, it is the doorway to a deeper becoming, a tender unfurling of the heart. And in that soft beginning, you find that the journey home is the journey within. Imagine a tender moment where the journey within each of us begins, at the cusp where certainty trembles and the familiar crumbles away. Picture, standing at a threshold, an inner truth whispering its invite, urging you toward a new terrain. Here, where the comforts of old beliefs grow heavy, a gentle unravelling begins. The soul, longing to set free its confined light, begins a rebirth, a tender yet profound shedding of facades that once offered security. In this dissolution, false securities gently disentangle, and the core truth stands in its raw simplicity, waiting to be embraced. Though chaos may echo within these ruins, it's not destruction but a sweet liberation, an opening to rebirth and uncharted realms of potential. Each shattered piece of illusion is a prelude, not to an ending, but to the quiet dawn of a new self. As light emerges from the depths, one's identity, once a delicately crafted veneer of expectations and self-told tales, is revealed. These personas, like masks, sheltered us through life's tumult, but they can also obscure our true nature. The world bestowed upon us roles: child, lover, worker, each adding layers until they seemed real. But with soul awakening, these roles crack open for a re-evaluation. Could it be they are not truths but illusions gently urging reconsideration of our deepest self beyond societal impositions? This pondering of identity as impermanent can be unsettling, for it treads into unknown waters. As these masks dissolve, an inner void emerges. Yet this is not emptiness, it teems with possibilities, the landscape of authentic being. At this threshold where loss meets liberation, the soul awakens to the truth that it is enough simply as it is. Embracing this uncertainty is challenging, yet necessary, trusting that what's found is truer and resonates more deeply with our essence. Only in letting go do we meet the profound simplicity of our true being. Certainty, much like identity, is a fragile illusion, a false refuge we lean on to avoid life's unpredictable dance. Awakenings gently dismantle these false assurances, beckoning us into a fertile unknown where ambiguity is a companion, not a foe. Here the death of certainty, rather than a despair, is a celebration, a fertile ground for curiosity and creativity. It's a surrender, a willingness to meet life's mysteries with open arms. This absence of preordained answers allows life's wonder to reimagine our path, letting our hearts trust in life's gentle unfolding, not out of naivety, but from profound surrender. Embarking on this spiritual journey reveals that death and birth intertwine. The collapse of illusions resembles a death, a sweet relinquishment of structures that once defined. At every ending lies a potential for new beginnings, where illusions crumble to nurture the soul's ascent. This dynamic dance challenges the heart to release the past, yet promises renewal, a sacred invitation to see life's ever-unfolding nature as it truly is. Amidst this duality, the cyclical embrace of death making way for rebirth shows that endings are merely thresholds. The collapse of identity invokes a rebirth, an invitation to greet the world each day with innocence. The journey is not an urgent race to enlightenment, but a gradual flourishing toward one's deepest self. With each brittle illusion dissolved, the soul, unburdened by its past, steps confidently into its unfolding saga. In this dance, intertwined with death and birth, fear dissolves into celebration of life's endless potential. Emerging from this cocoon of shadows, we find ourselves reborn in rawness, a purity that invites presence without pretense. This process, alchemical and refining, strips the soul to its core, urging an authentic engagement with life's sacred dance. Our actions are no longer dictated by societal expectations, but guided by an inner compass, synchronized with the heart's wisdom. This rawness is the soul's voice, gentle yet powerful, resonating amidst life's ancient rhythm. In embracing this raw existence, life is met not as survival, but as a canvas rich with possibility. Standing before a void, we enter not desolation, but a vibrant gateway teeming with potential. In releasing control, we find the courage to explore the uncharted territories life generously offers. This space, pregnant with possibilities, is where old boundaries dissolve, allowing creativity to flourish. Here, we encounter our multiplicity, free from past anchors, engaging life with fresh eyes and unbound curiosity. The shattering of illusions extends an invitation, an offer to journey beyond the known, traversing mysteries with a spirit of reverence. This adventure demands courage and a willingness to step into life's vastness, unshaped by past dictates, allowing a soul-level commitment to seek truths beyond appearances. It's a call to live in authentic alignment, a testament that journey, not destination, reveals life's true wonder. Through this journey we find liberation, an internal freedom unfurling from the dissolution of old chains. True freedom lies not in constraint's absence, but in recognizing and accepting our true nature. Releasing these bonds, the heart finds its voice within life's harmony. Freed from illusion, survival mode becomes creative potential, revealing liberation's true essence. Returning home to the full spectrum of self, not on a distant quest, but by unfolding into the timeless presence of now, embracing life's sacred dance with grace and gentleness. In the gentle aftermath of awakening, the soul stands illuminated, bathed in light, yet revealing the silhouette of the shadow it cast. This awakening, initially a crescendo of liberation and clarity, unveils not only paths untread, but also the dormant realms within the psyche, whispering tales of forgotten emotions, repressed fears, and untouched desires. Carl Jung spoke of this shadow as a convergence, a gathering of those hidden aspects that quietly dwell beneath consciousness. Like a silent river beneath the frozen surface, these elements lie in wait, ready to surface and be woven into the tapestry of the self. The shadow, a term often veiled in negativity, cradles a reservoir of potential and wisdom. It harbours untapped energies, the keys to deeper self-awareness and authenticity. Engaging with the shadow is not merely a confrontation, it's an embrace of the duality that dances within. This journey toward integration is akin to an alchemical transformation, reconciling contradictions and nurturing a fuller understanding of what it means to be truly whole. Courage sits at the heart of this process, calling upon the spirit to venture into the uncharted, to make peace with the light and shadow intertwined within one's essence. After the initial high of spiritual awakening, a subtle descent often follows. The clarity of awakening doesn't dissolve all doubts or fears. Instead, it illumines the unresolved and the lingering fragments of past wounds. This contradiction can be disquieting, as some may feel the awakening experience has left them stranded, But this is not a fall from grace. It is the natural rhythm of deep work that follows, urging one to descend into the shadowed recesses of the psyche. Here lie the unearthed conflicts, the quiet sorrows, and the unhealed wounds, terrain that holds the key to authentic liberation. The shadow isn't an exile external to us, but a companion woven into the fabric of our being. It is the neglected side, a reflection sometimes seen in others, but seldom acknowledged within. The act of recognition becomes a ritual of honesty and compassion, an initiation into acceptance. The shadow, when met with understanding, transforms from adversary to ally. It offers creative currents and insights, enriching the soul with empathy and vision. By observing emotional triggers and projections, moments of undue jealousy or anger, we unearth a map to this shadowland, a guide to unmasking the self's veiled aspects. As shadow work deepens, the emotional triggers reveal themselves as guides. These triggers, markers of unresolved narratives, beckon for attention. They rise from the stories we tell ourselves, like echoing chambers of past beliefs. Instead of shunning them, we can approach these emotions with curiosity, seeing in them not stressors, but gateways to the heart's hidden chambers. In this exploration, tools like journaling and meditation offer solace, transforming reactions into coherent responses. Mindful engagement here transforms obstacles into passages of self-discovery, nurturing resilience and crafting a veil of emotional equilibrium. Facing the shadow requires bravery, the courage to look into the mirror and meet the gaze of the parts we've long ignored. It is an act of love to listen to the shadow. It often involves dismantling old narratives and stepping into vulnerability, a bold unlearning. As we gracefully engage with these long-lost parts of ourselves, we dismantle the unseen barriers that veil our true nature. This liberation unlocks authenticity, crafted not through perfection but through an embrace that is wholehearted and inclusive. Jungian archetypes provide a lantern on this path. These universal patterns resonate as ancient melodies across cultures and time, echoing the notes of our shared humanity. Archetypes such as the shadow or the wise old sage serve as lenses, illuminating the inner dynamic within us, inviting us to tap into the wellspring of the unconscious. They teach us that opposites coexist in harmony, emphasizing wholeness above binary divides. By engaging with these archetypal energies, we unleash transformation, reshaping our identity with richness and clarity. Psychotherapy emerges as a sacred ally, offering a nurturing space for these shadows to be safely unearthed and tenderly investigated. Through therapy, the narratives, emotions, and projections that crowd the mind find voice and understanding. This journey is not only about healing, but about embracing the complexity and multiplicity of self. The therapeutic space becomes a mirror, reflecting a deeper, multi-layered identity that is acknowledged and cherished. Through this sacred engagement, fear of the shadow dissolves, and the individual re-emerges more whole, armed with tools for a continued voyage of self-discovery. The encounter with the shadow often mirrors the dark night of the soul. Here in the depths where light seems faint, we find a crucible that purifies, letting go of the false and unreal. Yet even within these shadows, a soft luminescence guides us back to the authentic self. Creativity, a gentle companion in shadow work, opens pathways for expression, allowing the soul to dance freely in the embrace of its own duality. Through art, we find a voice for the ineffable, a mirror held to our depths, revealing the oft untouched layers and illuminating the soul's story. By embracing the shadow, we are interconnected with a greater whole, realizing our journey isn't solitary, but a chord in the symphony of humanity. This integrative endeavour ripples outward, touching lives and forging connections, guiding us toward unity and a shared awakening. In the stillness that follows a spiritual awakening, we find ourselves at the edge of a profound inner journey. The comforting veil of our old beliefs is lifted, leaving us standing on the brink of a mysterious abyss. This is the descent into the psyche, a gentle calling to embrace the uncharted realms within. Here darkness fills the corners, not malevolent but pregnant with the shadows we've neglected. To walk this path is to initiate a hushed conversation with a soul's buried fears and secret desires. As we venture deeper, a sense of unease mingles with liberation. It is daunting to face the pieces of ourselves we've long ignored. Yet this journey also unlocks an energy we had unknowingly hidden away. This descent gently pulls us from the surface of daily life, inviting us into a richer connection with existence. It is in these silent depths that resilience is nurtured, where courage finds its roots, and where a mosaic of our being begins to form anew. Within these chambers of the mind, the subconscious unfurls its wings. Jung believed the subconscious holds immense power over our thoughts and actions, and now, without the veils, these secrets rise to the surface. Like mist lifting to reveal hidden valleys, dreams and fleeting thoughts guide us toward deeper truths. The subconscious is no longer a shadowy backdrop. It transforms into a treasure chest of potential, waiting to illumine the paths of shadow work and personal discovery. As layers peel back, revealing our multi-dimensional selves, we find ourselves gazing upon truths that had evaded us. Patterns emerge, of self-sabotage, of desires once pushed aside, and we witness their intricate dance. Past traumas weave through present behaviours, narrating stories long buried. And here, in this quiet communion with self, each shadow finds shape and each echo reveals its tale. Fear and shame stand like ancient guardians, whispering tales of inadequacy to the inner child they once sought to protect. This descent invites us to meet these whispers, not to silence them, but to understand them. By holding space for these emotions, we learn to navigate their depths without judgment. Within this sacred encounter, their grip loosens, unmasking the truths buried beneath. Embracing these fears allows us to see them not as foes but as guides. They transform into signals, pointing to areas within yearning for healing. Each whispered secret, when met with compassion, becomes a doorway to empowerment. Through this embrace, we discover a profound truth. Vulnerability births strength, clarity rises from confusion, and shadow work reveals the beauty in our completeness. And in shadow's folds lie desires, yearning to break free from the confines of consciousness. These aspirations, unseen yet powerfully alive, find no place in societal norms. Yet here, in the psyche's haven, they rise to the surface, whispering their stories of long-forgotten passions and dreams. To welcome them is to reclaim fragments of one's true self, recognizing them as seeds of creative potential, waiting for sunlight. As these desires are brought into the warmth of awareness, personal sovereignty reclaims its throne. We disentangle the narratives of societal expectation and personal truth, allowing desires to dance freely in their newfound light. The vastness they reveal stretches beyond self-imposed boundaries, offering a playground of untapped possibilities and dreams that pulse with life. Through this gentle exploration, inner conflicts come into view, not as battlegrounds but as fertile ground for growth. Opposing forces within us reflect the dialogues that have long simmered beneath the surface. By bearing witness to these internal struggles, we engage in an alchemy of harmony. Unity is discovered not through erasing these conflicts, but by serenading their duality into a cohesive whole. In this delicate tango with contradictions, each conflict uncovers lessons, knitting richer layers into our being. The descent guides us in dissolving rigid divides, weaving a triumphant tapestry of unity. Each reconciled voice within adds depth to our understanding, crafting a resilient heart that celebrates the full spectrum of humanness. As we traverse this sacred path, emotional triggers rise as messengers, illuminating buried wounds. To feel triggered becomes an invitation to pause, gently unwrapping layers of forgotten origin stories. Triggers, once seen as disruptions, become teachers in disguise, beckoning us toward profound self-dialogue. By exploring these fiery touchpoints, we turn adversaries into wise counsellors. As understanding envelops these emblems of discomfort, they transform, offering up their lessons. In the sacred light of inquiry, the furious cycle of reaction unwinds, bestowing moments of balance and grace. Emotional intelligence blooms, guiding us toward equilibrium's embrace. Here, deep within the psyche's embrace, a dialogue unfolds, a ritual reuniting the conscious with the unconscious. It is a dance of questions and answers, stitching a bridge between surface and abyss. Through listening and speaking within this sacred space, all parts of self are honoured, inviting healing and new revelations to arise. As these conversations with the self deepen, the forgotten pieces of identity arise, resplendent with potential. Once buried beneath layers of societal expectation, these aspects now illuminate a path to authenticity. This resurrection of self is not a flight from the chaos of everyday life, but a return to the purity of personal truth. Emerging from the depths is not to abandon them, but to carry their essence forward. The journey begets rebirth, a revival marked by clarity and invigorated purpose. We rise having gathered insights from the shadows, ready to navigate life with renewed wisdom and compassion. With each step, we shine light into the spaces where darkness once lingered, embodying a fullness enriched by our inner journey, where the dance of becoming whispers ever on. In the expansive theatre of adult life, we don masks crafted over years of silent practice and whispered societal instruction. These disguises, intricate tapestries of triumph and trauma, both protect us from prying eyes and conceal the tender truths that lie beneath. Behind these masks resides the wounded child, a being whose once vibrant emotions and dreams were muffled under the heavy veil of expectation. This child's voice is a distant echo, soft yet insistent, often buried beneath the rational motives of an adult world. To truly awaken, we must gently pull back the curtain and reach out to this inner child with the grace of open arms and unconditional love. Delving into the innermost layers of our consciousness, we uncover echoes of our past, a symphony of unprocessed feelings and stories that shape who we are today. These echoes, often quiet yet resonant, are remnants of unmet needs and misunderstood aspirations from our formative years. To listen to them is to embark on a profound journey, one that requires silencing the critic within and creating a space of radical empathy. It is in the stark, necessary quiet of self-compassion that we hear the faint whispers of forgotten dreams and unmet hopes, not as irrelevant shadows, but as guides to deeper understanding. To meet this wounded child with compassionate awareness is to invite our entire being into the present. This sacred task is not about pity or superiority, but about meeting ourselves as equals, with respect and profound love. This nurturing awareness reframes our narratives, no longer dismissing our inner emotions as mere obstacles, but embracing them as vital aspects of our humanity. Patiently, we intercept self-defeating thoughts before they take root, gradually offering ourselves the compassion we freely give to others. In doing so, we open our hearts wide enough to bridge past wounds with present successes, turning each epiphany into an act of grace. Central to this journey of healing is the embrace of vulnerability. In a world often equating openness with weakness, vulnerability becomes a courageous declaration of strength, not through resistance, but through the honest acceptance of our truths. Here, a dialogue begins, unguarded and authentic, nurturing the growth of healing seeds. Instead of dismissing raw emotions as relics of the past, we cherish them as integral components of our story. Through this honesty, our fears slowly give way to an inner resilience, birthing a newfound strength and fostering genuine human connection. The stories we carry forge our perception of reality, crafting paths both of pain and healing. Within these narratives, we find the dialogue between adult and child selves, influencing our understanding and actions. Here lies the chance for transformation through conscious storytelling. By revising these scripts from a place of empowerment, we reshape the fabric of identity, weaving together self-exploration and resilience. As we rewrite our narratives, the child within is liberated to express emotions freely, unshackled from judgment, inviting the emergence of authenticity. Amid this tapestry of healing, play emerges as a vital force, recalling the boundless innocence of the inner child. Play becomes a bridge between the rational adult and the intuitive child, facilitating emotional release and connecting us to forgotten joys. It serves as a balm, allowing the wounded child to explore creativity without fear, reminding us that life is a celebration of imagination and wonder. Engaging in play unfurls hidden patterns and dissolves barriers, rekindling joy and dissolving the distance between our innate creativity and our truest selves. To nurture this healing journey, holding space becomes essential. In this sacred environment, authenticity and vulnerability coexist unfettered by judgment. By bearing witness to our experiences with patience and acceptance, we foster a milieu where healing unfolds naturally. Holding space transforms avoidance into grace, allowing the inner child to heal and integrate. This practice radiates outward, enriching our interactions with empathy and compassion, as we create an atmosphere that encourages forgiveness and transcendence. Rituals, too, guide us along this pathway of reconnection, infusing intention and meaning into our spiritual journey. Through journaling, meditation, or ceremony, rituals integrate our physical, emotional, and spiritual selves, inviting the wisdom of our inner world into harmony. Anchoring experiences within the sacred, rituals foster an intentional space for healing. They become traditions that communicate love and acceptance, connecting the inner child to a future ripe with possibility. Ultimately, the journey leads us to forgiveness, a release from resentment, liberating the wounded child from cycles of hurt. Forgiveness, both a destination and a continuous journey, unveils the transformative power of compassion and empathy. It traverses the landscape of emotion, guiding us from denial to understanding and resentment to grace. As we forgive inwardly and outwardly, we find liberation in peace, allowing past grievances to dissolve and clearing the path for healing and wholeness. This sacred journey shatters limiting beliefs and unveils the profound beauty of a soul free from the chains of resentment, poised to embrace the ineffable promise of tomorrow. In the tapestry of spiritual awakening, one uncovers the gentle dance of duality, the endless waltz of light and shadow within us. Embracing this truth, Carl Jung believed, is the heart of individuation, where our conscious being harmonizes with the elusive shadow. Like a timeless ballet, this interplay invites us to acknowledge the elegance of both partners, ensuring the rhythm of growth continues uninterrupted. The shadow, often mistaken for a mere bearer of darkness, cradles creativity and latent potentials. To join this dance is not to banish a partner, but to unite them, crafting an existence where both are cherished. To integrate is to honour the shadows as essential fragments of our whole, to see darkness not as an adversary, but a companion in the human quest. Imagine cradling a raven in your palm, an act of respect for its wild nature, refusing fear or rejection. Here lies the alchemy where imperfections metamorphose into beauty, akin to kintsugi, the Japanese art that illuminates a vessel's cracks with gold, celebrating its unique story. Yet courage is necessary to gaze into the mirror of our shadow, the reflection of desires and fears we often wish to forget. This reflective pause invites us to confront our hidden vulnerabilities, realizing that bypassing this journey surrenders the key to authenticity. Jung wisely observed that we do not willingly face our soul, but the path of awakening compels us to brave the shadows as teachers rather than foes. Vulnerability then becomes a quiet strength, allowing dialogue between our conscious awareness and shadow, revealing the ego's spun tales and nurturing acceptance. Through the alchemical metaphor lies the transmutation of life's wounds into wisdom. Past pains, deeply etched scars, are like lead, awaiting transformation into gold. By acknowledging these scars, we allow them to morph into insights. Embracing rather than imprisoning the past reframes it from deterrent to stepping stone, offering change in perception, seen through the eyes of Viktor Frankl, whose resilience found meaning within suffering. Nietzsche echoed this transformation, proclaiming, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger," a testament to integrating difficult experiences as incubators of growth. The ego, often labelled both villain and victim, acts as the bridge between our inner and external worlds. Integration invites the union of ego with the true self, the authentic embodiment beyond societal veneers. This harmony changes the ego from a domineering figure into an ally of self-reflective awareness. It is akin to a dancer sensing an unseen melody, knowing when to lead and when to follow. When aligned with the true self, life shifts from mere reaction to proactive existence, where actions and intents blend seamlessly. Acceptance and letting go, these twin wings permit the spirit to soar. To accept is not surrender, but a profound nod to reality, allowing transformation and releasing resistance. Acceptance softens the inner fires that consume peace and opens space for story evolution without emotional chains clangor. And letting go, freedom's gesture, releases oneself from control's illusion, gifting serenity in unmet expectations about others and oneself alike. It parallels autumn leaves' gentle fall, nourishing renewal with past seasons' mulch, lessons wrapped in impermanence. Building in a dialogue between competing psychological aspects shapes a harmonious internal world. This conversation, not conflict, builds consensus, aligning fragmented traits toward wholeness. Silent in a symphony, such attentiveness unravels hidden truths. Not just rational voices, but whispers of intuition, each contributing to self-evolution. Jung positioned this as a precursor to transformation, teaching that coexistence rather than dominion mends fissures. Dialogue then becomes fertile ground for integration's tapestry to thrive. Emotional alchemy marks the path from fear to trust, a critical shift in integration's journey. Fear guards the shadow's entry, born from past uncertainties. The alchemical call is to meet fear not as foe, but a gatekeeper testing resolve. Transmuting fear into trust nurtures constructive exploration over defensive retreat. This cultivation embraces inner guidance, weaving awareness of self-worth. Courage blossoms amidst resolved fears, turning limitations into opportunities and fostering trust in life's unfolding mystery. Crafting a life of wholeness, a sturdy vessel, sails us through life's storms. Each discipline, mindfulness, creativity, becomes an ingredient in this creation. Daily rituals, meditation, solitude are the bricks of this harbour, nurturing resilience over isolation. Facing challenges as potential transformations, this vessel remains adaptable, continually adjusting, embodying integrated living's intent. In relationships, reflections of integration come to life, showing the shadow's integration through empathy and grace. Beyond romance, these are collaborative adventures of projection and reflection, encouraging introspection and growth. Jung saw the projection of our shadows onto others as an invitation for healing. Through compassion mirrored back, relationships become intertwined with our shadow work. Ultimately, integration is an ever-expansive journey, a river's serene flow to the ocean. As the individual spirals through evolution, identity and truth are fluid. Not a linear journey, but a spiral, weaving legacy with harmonious wholeness echoed in Carl Jung's belief. The good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination. Emerging from the profound glow of spiritual awakening, the world feels different. A stark contrast between the vivid palette of deep consciousness and the grey-scale humdrum of the everyday. The once reliable rhythm of daily routines, so comfortably familiar, may now seem cold and distant, like waking from a dream to a reality you barely recognise. Yet, here lies the tender truth of transformation. This perceived discord is but the friction of soul against the mundane, urging the integration of awakened insight into the tapestry of daily life. In discovering beauty among the ordinary, one learns to weave the ethereal into simple acts, finding sacred meaning even in routine. By learning to look anew at a raindrop, a breeze, or the warmth of a morning light, the ordinary becomes extraordinary, vibrant with the essence of enlightenment. Each task transforms into a moving meditation, every moment an opportunity to wear the skin of wisdom comfortably in the familiar scenes of existence. As consciousness evolves, so too do the ties that bind us to others. Where before there were seamless interactions, one might now feel the gentle ache of distance, where the language of spiritual insight is met with the void of unknowing eyes. Yet in this chasm lies the opportunity for growth. Empathy unfolds as a bridge over these uncertain waters. Listening deeply to those whose journeys crisscross with yours fosters understanding, even as paths divert. In building relations that resonate with the melody of newfound consciousness, one does not abandon others. Rather, they invite them to dance in shared authenticity. This evolution often reverberates into the realm of one's vocation, creating an echo of questioning. Does this path still align? Awakening poses a tender invitation to dissect the true purpose behind the roles we play. Amidst discomfort arises a chance to redefine what it means to work. Intent now grounded more in service and true expression than rote duty or gain. An awakening reawakens the professional self, urging the infusion of presence in every interaction, forging spaces where personal fulfillment and workplace harmony reflect a shared journey toward a more conscious world. The gentle anchor of daily practices nurtures this delicate balance, rituals marking the fabric of life like constellations in a sky of becoming. Be it through silence upon waking, the dance of ink upon paper, or the gentle rhythm of breath, these moments fortify the spirit against the tide of daily demands. They are not mere habits, but sacred offerings to oneself, a quiet testimony of the ongoing reconnection with the divine whispers unearthed during awakening. In solitude, one finds the nourishment of inner peace, a sanctuary where the self communes with its deep, quiet heart. Yet as solitude brings clarity, so does the need for connection with those kindred spirits who illuminate the journey with shared understanding. As the soul turns inward, it equally extends outward, fostering bonds where each relational touch becomes an echo of inner truth and communal strength. Emotional storms may now roll with greater intensity across the consciousness, unearthing hidden shadows long neglected. Navigating these with grace becomes the gentle art of turning the winds of turmoil into teachers. With each emotional wave, the landscape of the heart learns resilience, growing vast and all-encompassing. Through gentle engagement with these emotions, the spirit crafts wisdom from wounds, creating growth from the heart's deepest roots. Life after awakening beckons a mindful awareness of what is consumed, not merely the food or objects, but every story, every sight, every sound. This awareness extends threads between inner values and their external manifestations, ensuring that each aspect of life aligns with the richer consciousness now within reach. It is an invitation to surround oneself with nourishment that enhances the soul's journey, fostering an existence where each choice reflects the deeper dance of life. The path forward requires patience in an era of immediacy, where true enlightenment unfolds in the gentle layers of time and experience. Each moment becomes a testament to perseverance, a quiet revolution of enduring spirit, dancing between joy and challenge, light and shadow. Here the soul learns to trust in the journey's unfolding, the gradual blooming of whatever is meant to be discovered within. Life's fluidity becomes an adventure for those awakened to its subtle whims, revealing transformation not as an obstacle, but as a vital essence of existence. Through embracing change with open arms, individuals dance with the dynamic currents of being, celebrating the magic of transience and the promise of transformation at every turn. Here lies the heart of the awakened journey, a deep embrace of life's fleeting beauty, turning every transition into a sacred offering of self to the world beyond. From this newfound vantage, joy reveals itself not in grand gestures, but in simplicity, where awe unfolds in the smallest wonders. The rustle of leaves, a child's laughter, or the quiet caress of a gentle breeze become talismans of contentment, whispering that the soul's truest peace is found not in searching, but in the simple act of being. This rediscovery of joy in the quiet moments transforms everyday life into a canvas of vivid potential, where the profound and the mundane intertwine, sculpting a life that breathes with the rhythm of awakened awareness. In the quiet folds of existence, life reveals itself as a dance of opposing forces. As you navigate the labyrinthine corridors of personal evolution, a profound understanding dawns. Opposites are not adversaries, but partners entwining to form the intricate tapestry of our being. Light and darkness, joy and sorrow, strength and weakness, all dualities that shape the contours of our lives. To truly embrace this dance is to transcend the limits of binary thinking and to acknowledge the interconnectedness that binds every fleeting moment and emotion. Life does not consist of isolated moments. It flows in a harmonious rhythm, whispering the secrets of an existence that thrives in the both and rather than the either or. This journey invites you to cultivate a flexible state of mind, one that revels in complexity while remaining anchored in inner peace. It's a slow, deliberate dance where opposites interlace, crafting a world rich with meaning. Within this exploration, you discover that strength and vulnerability are not excluding paths. Instead, their intertwining teaches that the essence of true strength lies in the courage to expose the heart's vulnerabilities. Inviting authenticity, you will witness the breaking of isolation's chains, fostering connections that honour the raw, unguarded self. This type of strength does not manifest in control, but rather in the understanding that vulnerability is a wellspring of inner power, capable of propelling you toward deeper, transformative, emotional realms. As shadows of grief envelop you, they do not obscure the light. Instead, they contain within them seeds of ineffable joy. Grief and joy, seemingly disparate, are woven together in the inescapable human experience. They teach that within the sorrow of loss, layers of gratitude emerge, and joy finds its roots in the fertile ground left by grief's passing. This acceptance of grief as part of life's fabric calls you to honour its presence as a harbinger of healing and rebirth. In this duality, the understanding dawns. Profound sadness and happiness are twin roads, enfolding within each moment the possibility to experience the fullness of life. Certainty and doubt embrace as you step further on this path. Certainty offers stability's firm hand, yet the tender touch of doubt beckons exploration. As the mysteries of life hover on the horizon, you learn to trust the process of becoming, accepting that wisdom is not static but flows and evolves. It is in embracing this uncertainty that creativity blossoms, for only through doubt can you find the courage to question, and in turn, grow. Balance permeates this existence. The comfort of known truths mingles with the thrill of unseen possibilities. Here, amidst this tension, lies the richness of self-discovery. Another dance unveils itself in the serene interplay of reason and intuition, both guiding forces within your psyche. Logic weaves a firm tapestry, yet intuition paints the world with unseen colours, creating a symphony of insight and awareness. This harmony calls you to meld analytical reason with spontaneous intuition, traversing life's challenges with elegance and depth. Such balance allows you to avoid the rigidity of extremes, opening space for life to be perceived holistically. Trust emerges, guided by a unified dance of intellect and insight, leading you to connect with truths lying beneath the surface. The rhythm of silence meets expression, forming a sacred duet within your inner world. Silence, a vessel for introspection, grants space for the soul's whispers. Expression, in its turn, transforms inner whispers into connections with the outside realm. Together, they teach when to retreat inward and when to share outwardly. As silence enriches expression, and expression enlivens silence, you find a dialogue both universally resonant and deeply personal, a bridge between isolation and connection. The paradox of simplicity and complexity nurtures the wisdom of existence. Simplicity brings clarity, yet life's complexity unveils its layered beauty. Together they unfold a dance of understanding that respects the essence whilst inviting exploration into the intricate. With this knowledge, you perceive the vastness that simplicity holds and the growth inspired by complexity. You stride into the world with discernment and curiosity, fully embracing a union that invites harmony where once existed chaos. At the heart of this journey lies the interplay of love and fear. As love nurtures and fear divides, their coexistence evokes transformation. Here, within these shadows, love's light dissolves the barriers formed by fear leading you towards higher awareness, urging the soul toward growth. Integration of these opposing forces reveals the alchemy of inner peace, a conscious embrace of the human condition that lifts the spirit to connect deeply with others and the universe itself. Lastly, the path unwinds between control and surrender, a lesson on finding balance along the threads of destiny. While control offers the illusion of stability, surrender provides the wings of freedom. Balancing these forces blends empowerment with liberation, inviting you to trust life's rhythm's unpredictable beauty. Through this integration, you find the courage to yield without losing direction, discovering that the gentle surrender of control opens the door to authentic joy and unfolding mystery. Navigating between being present and evolving, the paradox of life guides you to cherish the now, while embracing the continual journey of self-becoming, weaving the sacred tapestry of existence. In the quiet aftermath of awakening, where the soul begins its serene dance toward wholeness, there emerges a profound longing, one that is both gentle and expansive. This yearning does not roar but whispers. It calls the awakening soul into the realm of service, where individuality meets the collective spirit in a graceful embrace. Carl Jung's concept of individuation hints at this dance, where becoming one's authentic self is not an insular journey, but one that inherently ripples across the universal tapestry, binding each thread closer through acts of heartfelt service. As the ripples of this journey spread, we come to see service not as a burden placed upon us by societal expectations, but as a natural outpouring of an abundant heart. It is here we find an expression of our true selves, a radiant reflection of interconnectedness, unshackled from the obligations once perceived as cumbersome. In this radiant space, service transforms into a joyful release, a tender offering born from an alignment with deeper truths and an abundant spirit that knows no bounds. The essence of service flows from our encounters with our own shadows and triumphs, where empathy cultivated within turns outward, gently touching the lives of others. This isn't about obligation or performance, but a heartfelt movement that sings of authenticity and learned compassion. As we traverse these inner landscapes, the inclination to aid others becomes instinctive, a natural choreography of kindness that echoes through the corridors of shared humanity. Through this transformative journey, the heart swells with boundless empathy, expanding its reach beyond the confines of self, to meld with the heartbeats of the world. Acts of service become less about the physical actions performed and more about intentions woven with love and presence. Each act is a gentle overflow from a reservoir teeming with empathy, a silent pledge to a shared destiny where the magnitude of care knows no expectation. In this landscape of unfolding, every selfless act crafts a mirror reflecting our own growth, while simultaneously bridging the gap between diverse human experiences. Through service, the giver and the receiver dance within this reflective circle, revealing and healing hidden parts of oneself, nurturing understanding that deepens our journey toward wholeness. In extending ourselves through service, we become vessels of transformation, opening spaces where the ego softens and heartfelt connections are born. Each shared smile, each act of friendship and grace, stitches together the wisdom earned through personal trials into a vibrant communal mosaic. We find ourselves drawn into cycles of healing that perpetuate the soul's evolution, where personal growth and service become intertwined pathways leading toward ever-expanding awareness and empathy. As we meander through the river of service, the realization dawns that selfless service nurtures personal growth in paradoxical harmony. Egoic desires melt away like dew before morning sun, revealing the luminous truth of interdependence and unity. Serving others becomes not a sacrifice, but a sacred exchange, enriching our spirits and etching pathways to self-transcendence along the shared terrain of human existence. Marvelously, in giving ourselves to service, we tether the individual experience to the collective heartbeat, dispelling illusions of separation. Through sincere service, we unite individual destinies with the broader human narrative, discovering within each act a bridge binding our unique essence to community. The wisdom gleaned in solitude unfurls its wings, elevating collective consciousness and creating fertile soil from which communal resilience and transformation may bloom. Somewhere within this gentle narrative, empathy becomes a sacred practice, blossoming like morning flowers on a dewy meadow. It guides us into the mosaic of human experiences with quiet reverence, inviting us to witness life through the diverse lenses of our shared journey. Through service-rooted empathy, we build bridges of kindness that stitch the tapestry of shared existence, holding us together with threads of compassion and understanding. Purpose tiptoes quietly into view, revealing itself under the soft light of service. Beyond personal gain lies a path illuminated by collective well-being, where each act of service draws a compass pointing toward a meaningful existence, one that thrives not on material success, but on the depth of connections and holistic insights exchanged along the way. Here in serving others, we find purpose flowering within our souls, guiding each step we take with joy and fulfillment. For we are part of life's majestic symphony, playing our notes in harmonious accord with the vast orchestra of humankind. Each sincere act of service casts a stone into the vast pond of existence, sending ripples that transcend time and place. As catalysts for positive change, our influence becomes a quiet revolution, urging others to awaken and engage with the power of service. In the still moments, we understand that even the smallest act carries the potential to inspire waves of transformation, bridging gaps and planting seeds for a promising tomorrow. In the elegant dance of service, the circle of wholeness finds its completion. As we pour our souls into helping others, we anchor the fragments of our personal journeys, sharing insights birthed from shadow and light with the world. We realize the tapestry of existence is woven with the threads of our shared odyssey, alive with empathy, love, and a relentless pursuit of balance and unity. Together we illuminate the sacred path of awakening, eternally alive, forever evolving. In the wake of a spiritual awakening, when certainties dissolve like mist at dawn, the soul is invited to step onto a path strewn with more questions than definite answers. The familiar ground of assured knowledge gives way to a terrain where uncertainty reigns supreme, urging a surrender to the natural cadence of life. This moment, although disconcerting, is an invitation to relinquish the need to control, to embrace the unexpected twists of existence, trusting in the deeper wisdom that life holds. The human heart often seeks refuge in predictability, weaving illusions of security to tame the chaos within. Yet, in this sacred journey, embracing ambiguity becomes a profound act of faith, an attunement to the mysterious flow of the universe, where true growth flourishes free from the confines of certainty. As we navigate this landscape, intuition emerges as a trusted companion, a gentle whisper within, guiding us through the labyrinthine passages of our personal odyssey. It manifests not as a loud declaration, but as a quiet nudge, a soft stirring in the soul that transcends the bounds of logic. Surrendering to intuition demands stillness, an attentive listening to the subtle rhythms of the heart, distinguishing the genuine call of inner wisdom from the murmurs of fear. In cultivating this clarity, we discover an ally that illuminates our path, bridging the gap between the known and the unknown, reminding us that even when charts are absent, a deeper knowing dwells within, waiting to guide. To surrender to the mysteries of life is not an act of yielding, but an acceptance of the infinite complexities that define existence. Here, we release the compulsion to demand answers from every shadow, welcoming instead the dance of curiosity and wonder at the universe's timeless enigma. This surrender is an active engagement with life's symphony of experiences, where each note, whether dissonant or harmonious, contributes to our becoming. Through this openness, we discover that within the shadowy corners of not knowing lie spaces ripe for transformation. The universe's secrets invite us to embrace each moment as a sacred exchange with the divine choreography of life. Balancing the tender dance of patience and action is crucial on this path. Patience anchors us in the present, permitting events to unfold with dignity and without haste. It teaches us to honour life's rhythms, fostering a trust that aligns our pace with the natural order. Conversely, true action is born from intuition's urging, a leap into the unknown crafted by the harmony between inner call and outer circumstance. The interplay of patience and action demands discernment, a keen awareness of when to pause and when to stride forward, embodying a dynamic flow that empowers and enriches the spiritual journey. Embracing the ambiguity of life serves as a wise teacher on this continual unfolding of self. Oftentimes shrouded in uncertainty, ambiguity challenges the pursuit of clarity as the only valuable state, instead offering the fertile ground of introspection. Here in these crossroads devoid of clear direction, infinite possibilities arise, urging patience and a willingness to remain within the tensions of the unknown. As we learn to inhabit this space without rushing to conclusion, insights blossom unexpectedly, revealing perspectives that expand and refine our understanding of self. The path through uncertainty transforms as it educates, illustrating how life's richness often lies wrapped in shadows yet to be explored. Resilience, like a gentle flame lighting our path, becomes essential amidst the transformation invoked by awakening. In this expansive journey, filled with emotional and psychological metamorphoses, resilience offers strength amidst the shifting sands of old paradigms. Accepting impermanence, we discover that transformation is a ceaseless companion on the road to self-discovery. This adaptability teaches that challenges are but stepping stones, urging us forward into grander vistas of potential. Through resilience, we reclaim our capacity for hope and renewal, understanding that within the heart of every trial lies the promise of a new dawn. Letting life lead unfolds as an act of synchronization with existence, a serene trust that life's currents guide us towards fulfillment. Here, surrender is not passive resignation, but active partnership with the flow of existence, relinquishing rigid timelines and embracing each moment as it arises. In recognizing synchronicities and intuitive whispers, we allow life's natural rhythm to steer our course, discovering a peace and contentment unfettered by the urge to orchestrate every detail. This alignment whispers of an innate wisdom and creativity that colours our journey with grace. opening us to possibilities that await beyond our imaginations. As we travel this path, the gentle art of stillness serves as our anchor, holding us steady amidst the ebb and flow of transformation. In moments of quiet retreat, we find connection to an inner sanctuary, untouched by transitory chaos. Here, within this sacred space of silence, insights arrive unbidden, illuminating our way with newfound clarity. This practice of stillness invites deeper self-awareness, prompting reflection and the recalibration of purpose. With every pause in stillness, we engage the tapestry of life with renewed presence, each thread of experience weaving into the broader narrative of our becoming. Navigating the labyrinth of inner knowing calls for unwavering commitment to exploring the landscape of self. As we journey through the maze, we honour the subtle messages of dreams, intuition, and synchronicities as guides, leading us deeper into the mysteries of who we are. This process is deeply personal, yet it resonates with the universal quest for understanding, inviting us to shed defences and embrace the vulnerable beauty of our authentic selves. Within this maze, each turn and passage echoes with wisdom, calling our consciousness towards a place of profound authenticity and alignment with the essence of being. In the sacred story of awakening, the path to wholeness whispers like a gentle wind through ancient trees, ever present and infinitely unfolding. It is not bound to a single instance, but breathes through countless moments, urging us to dive deeper into the mysteries of ourselves. Imagine this journey as a dance with the ebb and flow of life, where the seasons of our soul cycle without end. To awaken is to open one's heart to the realization that what beckons us is an endless spiral, an enchanting dance that spirals inward, inviting us to marvel at the complexity of our existence. Each moment, coloured with joy or shadow, adds to the intricate tapestry of being, reminding us that the journey itself, rather than the destination, holds the key to divine engagement with the universe around us. As we wander this path, feeling the gentle embrace of each step, we find the art of presence waiting in the wings. Imagine each breath as a beautiful thread, weaving the ordinary into the extraordinary, the mundane into the sacred. In a world spinning with relentless vigour, presence becomes our refuge, a soft rebellion against life's hectic race. Slow down. Let yourself be cradled by the here and now. Presence is your gentle companion, anchoring you in the warmth of each moment, urging you to witness life's richness without the weight of past regrets or future anxieties. By allowing presence to settle within, you craft a life where each ritual sings with intent, each word hums with purpose, an invitation to merge with the divine simplicity hidden within the kaleidoscope of everyday life. In this unfolding narrative, a quiet compass lies within each of us, waiting to guide us with its luminous whisper. To align with this inner guide is to embrace authenticity as your North Star. It is the voice that whispers in times of uncertainty, nudging you toward choices that harmonise with your deepest truths. Trust your inner compass, for it steers by the light of intuition, that deep, knowing place where heart and mind dance together in unity. By listening to this compass, life's choices transform from daunting crossroads into clear, purpose-filled paths, illuminating our steps with a glow of authenticity. This alignment is not about avoiding life's challenges, but about weaving resilience into the very fabric of our journey, strengthening us when the path grows wild and uncharted. As we move through the soft corridors of life, relationships become profound mirrors, reflecting our inner landscapes. These sacred exchanges invite us to see, celebrate, and grow. A shared journey toward transformation and unity. Each connection, whether with the person or the world at large, is an opportunity to delve deeper into understanding and empathy. These bonds unveil the dance of giving and receiving, of boundaries and desires as threads in the grand design of existence. Relationships, when embraced as mirrors, reveal the subtle shifts of our inner world, leading us gently toward wholeness and reminding us of our intrinsic interconnectedness. In this dance of life, resilience unfurls like an ancient tale, teaching us that change is the only constant. Resilience, more than just endurance, is a testament to the soul's ability to thrive amidst life's ebb and flow. It is the quiet resolve to greet challenges as old friends, seeing failures as stairs leading to greater understanding. In this art of adaptation, each trial becomes a mountain to be traversed with grace, and every setback a lesson in the delicate balance of life's rhythm. Knowing that each breath, each moment holds potential for transformation, resilience whispers its wisdom softly, guiding us through the storms of the outer world with an unyielding inner strength. As this journey deepens, vulnerability appears as a tender ally, inviting us to shed our protective masks and touch the core of authenticity. Beneath our defences lies a profound strength, the bravery to be seen in our raw, imperfect truth, to connect from a place of shared humanity. Vulnerability transforms into a tapestry of genuine connection, infusing our existence with intimacy and creativity. It allows us to witness the beauty in our flaws and celebrate the freedom found in living authentically, embracing our emotions as allies in the pursuit of true selfhood. The dance of dualities woven into the fabric of life encourages us to embrace the intricate harmony within opposites, light and shadow, joy and sorrow, action and stillness. All coexist, shaping the mosaic of our existence. In this delicate balance, we find the courage to explore both our darkness and light, each revealing the complexities of human experience. By honouring these dualities, our soul resonates with deeper compassion and understanding, flowing gracefully amidst life's natural rhythms. As the journey winds to a gentle close, it unveils the profound truth of interconnectedness, inviting us to recognise our place in the vast tapestry of existence. This deep awareness transcends individuality, awakening a sense of unity with every living being, urging us to live with empathy and reverence for the natural world. Here we discover that success is not personal gain, but the love and understanding shared with others, weaving our personal journey into the collective story of humanity. Let each moment be a sacred thread, uniting our souls in a dance of cosmic awakening. In this timeless journey, let us celebrate the miracle of transformation, living a legacy woven from authenticity and love. Together, our lives illuminate a path of healing and unity, each step echoing with the boundless potential of human awakening. As the soft glow of awareness envelops us, we transform the now into forever, each breath an invitation to echo the eternal. As this chapter closes, we invite you to join our journey by liking and subscribing, so we may continue weaving stories that touch the soul and guide the heart.